In our last sitting, on page 88, Satguru Jinni Tyaya se Karna Savahi, Satguru Jinni Tyaya se Tripat Agahi. The message was that those who paid attention to the word from the beyond, the message from the beyond, which is Sadguru. Sadguru is not a human being, it's not a body, it's not a person. It is the creative energy. That's why we keep reminding. It is a false notion to call an individual person a Sadguru. Sadguru is like a ray. If the highest power is sun, then a ray of the sun with the same property as the sun would be called a Sadguru. That energy is a bond between the physical dimension and the spiritual dimension. Satguru mera sada sada, na aave na jaye, o avinashi purakh hai, sab mein reh samay. So Sadguru is not a person. Sadguru is the energy. And the energy transmits the message. Those who pay attention to the message, Satguru Jinni Dhyaya, and they implement it, and they get to the stage of Dhyan, which is the third stage, one below the final stage, say, Karnatavahi. They do not suffer every day for little things. Why? Sadguru Jinni Dhyaya say, Tripat Agahi. They are now completely contented. Santoh, Tripat. Agahi means they are filled with it. They are not distracted by the Maya anymore. But you have to implement it. You have to take the first step. Those who do not take the first step, about those, the next pauri. Shlok Mehla Duja. Second master has only written shlokas. There are no shabds, there are no aspadis, there is nothing else from Guru Angad Dev Ji. Only shlokas. And these shlokas are spread some in most of the wars, like in Asadi war, Shlok Mehla Duja is mentioned. Earlier we have been looking at Shlok Mehla Tisra, Chautha and Pehla. Today we are going to see Shlok Mehla Duja as well as Panjwa, second and the fifth. Now in this shlok, we are being advised about those who do not take the first step. Jo sir Saaeen na Niveyn, o sir DJ dar. Now sir, even though literally translated means head, but that's not what it means. Literal meanings is not going to help you in life. The head represents the intellect. Intellect represents the ego. So, Jo se Saaeen na Niveyn, the head that does not bow before the creative forces. So, the real meaning behind this line is, the one who does not or is not willing to surrender his or her ego to the highest energy. Saaeen. Saaeen means the one who is the of us all. The one who created us all. Jo sir Saaeen na nive, the one who does not surrender to him, so sir tije dar. That intellect, that ego is worth destroying. It will face destruction no matter what, physical as well as the other one. Why is he not surrendering the ego? The next line gives a reason for it. Te Nanak jis pinjar mein birha nahi, so pinjar le jar. Birha. Birha is a inner pain experienced at the separation from the beloved one. And the message here is that we all are separated from our Creator. But we are not feeling it. We are so busy enjoying the pleasures of the senses like a child. Mother feeds him the breakfast and then she sends him out to play. Now, while he is in the house and the mother goes away from his sight, he starts yelling and crying. Where is mom? Where is mom? But when he is busy playing, the whole day is gone. And now mother is going looking for him to call him back home. He has no memory of the mother. He doesn't miss the mother because he is busy with the play, with the game. So the pain of separation, pangs of separation are not felt by a child who is busy playing. Same is the case with every human. In every relationship, this situation happens. And because of that, now we are busy enjoying the play of the Maya. Hence, we don't feel the pain. We do not feel the birha. And the Brahmjani is wondering why. How long that child can be allowed to forget him and not remember, not feel the frustration, not feel the pain of being away from him. And so there's one way to do that. And what is that? Nanak jis panjar mein birha nahi, so pinjar le jar. Pinjar literally means a cage. So this body is a cage in which that Jivitri, that Kaya, that soul, whatever name you want to give it, has been trapped. And the body is busy playing. So then how to make the soul feel the pain? You say, well, why not to drop the pinjar? Why not to drop the body? Why not to drop the cage? Le jar jaladesh. Burn it away. These are some very powerful words. Allegory and metaphor is so powerful that a Brahmjani, now remember these are the words coming through the one who actually took the word of the master and implemented. In real sense, he was the first person, first human who validated the process that Guru Nanak Dev has designed to achieve the highest state while living in the world. So he actually was the first student, first real Sikh of Guru Nanak. I'm not saying there were not other Sikhs. I'm sure there were plenty. But they could not implement the process with that clarity, with that finesse as Pailana, who became Angad, could do that. And these lines are coming from him. He got to this stage, what the one he is actually describing. Jo sir Saaeen na Niveyn, so sir dije dar nanak, jis pinjar mein dirha nahi, so pinjar le jar. Burn it away, free of the soul, so that it can actually experience the separation from the ultimate creative energy. Now, a further expansion of this shloka from the fifth master. Why did that state come? Why did that situation evolve to that level? Mahla Panjwa says, Muddo Pulli Nanaka, Fir Janam Muyas. Bani says this is not a gradual process. It did not happen slowly. It did not evolve. It was a sudden revolution. Muddo, the very foundation. From the first moment of coming into this world, that event took place. What was that event? The event was coming out from the womb of the mother and experiencing the game of Maya through the mother herself. That moment created the environment. The child did feel the separation. While he was in the womb of the mother, he or she was in touch with the creative energy. That was the only way he could survive. But the event of the birth, coming out of the birth canal, separating from the mother physically, as soon as the umbilical cord was cut, the connection from the eternal energy was also lost. And there was a loud cry. But that cry was muffled by mother's affection. She took the child, held it close to her chest, fed him the milk, and he started playing with the Maya, and he has now forgotten. End of discussion. Now he will never remember him again. Now he is busy playing with Maya. The first sense organ that came to life was the sense of touch. Second sense organ, the sense of taste. And then slowly the rest. The smell, the seeing, the listening. Slowly the rest will develop. Now, at that time, it is not possible to do anything with that particular Jivatma so that it doesn't forget. The only possible thing is when that Jivatma grows up, when they can see the difference, then sit down in a Sangat like this and try to understand it and do something about it. But that's not what is being done. Because it's not being done, Gurbani says, Muddo Pulli Nanaka Fir Janam Muyas. Because that mistake happens every time, with every possible birth. No matter how many times the soul comes in a new body, it makes the same mistake every time. And when that same mistake is repeated, Fir Janam Muyas. Be born again, continue enjoying the game, die again, be born again, make the same mistake, and continue the same journey. That is the purpose of the Gurbani. That's why the Guru comes. That's why a Brahmagyani comes. That's why the masters are sent by the creative energy on the planet. That's why Bani says, Bin Satgur kine na payo, Bin Satgur kine na paya. Why? It is Satgur vichi aap rakhe kar pargat aakh sunaya. In that Satgur, that energy comes within, and then through that, Brahman, he divulges these secrets. Aakh sunaya, bol ke, to tell somebody, you are helpless at the time of the birth. Your senses weren't developed. You could not be corrected at that time. Now, you have seen the game. There is no reason for you to continue on the same path. You can correct it now. Unfortunately, in Sikhism, such discussions are very rare. Such conversations, such prachar on the stages, in the gurdwaras, nobody wants to talk about it. No, and if you want to talk about it, nobody is there to listen to it. What will happen if they listen? They'll be forced to change. The game of the Maya will slow down. They have to bring this a revolution in themselves. So why bother? Let's continue on the same path. Okay, if I'm going to continue on the same path, then what? Well, don't even listen. We know we are not going to do anything about it. So what's the idea? Let's talk of some nice stories, some parables, some allegories. Meet socially, have some fun, eat some food, get updated on each other, and then go home. It's a very sad development. Gurbani says, Muddon pulli nanka fir janam muyar, kasturi ke polade gande doom piyas. Kasturi. Now this is a deer has a kasturi inside his head. It smells from inside. And he keeps on looking outside. He thinks that smell is coming from somewhere else. And keeps on running around all over the place. And then what happens? In that search, he gets trapped in a ditch. Gande doom, yeah, doom literally means a ditch. A deep ditch. Gurbani is telling me, is advising, sharing the experience of the masters, the bhagat, the bhat, but the human would not pay attention, would not listen, would not evolve. So what should be done? It says, still there is time. It's never too late. To go on this path, it's never too late. Kaudi. So ऐसा हर नाम त्याये मन मेरे जो सबना ऊपर हुक्म चलाए. We are being guided now. We are being given the process now. Get out of that ditch. Recognize that mistake. It wasn't your mistake. You didn't make it. That's the way the process is designed. At birth, you do not have those tools. Those tools will evolve. They will develop inside you and outside you as the time passes by. You are being forgiven for that mistake. But don't perpetuate it now. So what should you do? So aisa ye man mere. Oh my mind. Remember him. He is the pang of separation. Separation from who? जो सबना ऊपर हुक्म चलाए. This whole drama is his will. He designed it. And you have seen the drama. Now it's time to come home. Now it's time to go back. And go back in such a way that you do not have to come back again. So ऐसा हर नाम जपिए मन मेरे जो अंतिम अवसर लय छड़ाए. At the final moment, when this body will be no longer useful to that Jeevistri, it will drop the body. And then, has that body accomplished what it went to accomplish? If it has not, then muddon pulli nanaka fir janma muyas, then it's going to happen. You're going to be asked to go back again. Somewhere there is a belief system. I was reminded of only last week that some people feel that God does not give more than 7 chances to a human body. If 7 times you come and you don't get the job done, you will be thrown back into the 84 lakhs life cycle. Start becoming again a dumb animal. That was a very scary thought. I mean, one thing for sure, we have evolved. Gurbani is not against evolution. It accepts the science hypothesis that the humans have slowly evolved. And somebody was scared. As a matter of fact, I thought he is being generous because Muslims, Christians, and Jews, they gave only 1 chance. They told you 7 chances. They say either you get your job done or you are going to rot in a hell for the rest of the eternity. My God, what scary concept. Eternity. For such a small mistake. Punishment is eternity. Whether it is true or not is absolutely irrelevant. One thing is for sure, everybody is saying you have come here to do something. None of the religions, major or minor, disagree on this. We are here for a purpose. So, according to the belief system, complete that purpose. Gurbani is not saying you become a Sikh, or you become a Hindu. Gurbani is saying Musalman ka havan mushkil ho, Musalman ka have. There is no problem in being a Muslim. You can get that job done, but understand being Muslim means what? If you are born in that tradition, there is a purpose for this. If you are born in a Sikh tradition, there is a purpose for this. If you are born in a Hindu tradition, there is a purpose for this. Understand that purpose and get on with it. Don't just talk about it. If you have done something about it, then jo anti avsar at the last moment lay chadaye, you will be eligible for forgiveness, for release, for rehai. So aisa har naam japiye man mere jo man ki trishna sab ko gavaye. Get on the job. Look, the word job is repeated in every sentence. So ऐसा हर नाम जपिए मन मेरे जो अंतिम अवसर लाए छड़ाए. So ऐसा हर नाम जपिए मन मेरे जो मन की तृष्णा सब भुख गवाए. The hankering of the mind for worldly pleasures is trishna. So that hankering should drop. Those who have done it, what happened to them? So Gurmukh naam japya vadbhagi, तिन निंदक दुष्ट सब पैरी पाए, नानक नाम आराध सबना ते वड्डा, सब नामे अगे आन निभाए. This is the end result. Nobody will be given an exception. You will have to accept the supremeness of that creative energy. Those who have done it, they became Guru. They became Vadabhagi. And ultimately, they were rewarded with the just reward. But that's not what is being done. So far, these words have been written 500 years ago. They have been read, repeated, and I can pretty much assure you that somewhere on this planet, right now, these words are being repeated. You know, Sikhs are all around the world. Wherever the first thing they do is establish a Gurdwara. And in Gurdwara, there is usually a Khand Path. So every piece of land, somewhere these words are being read, recited. But they are not having the impact that they were meant to. Instead, what's happening? The next party. Shlok Mehla Tija. वेत करे कुरूप कुलखणी मन खोटे कुड़िया. वेत करे. Only outer makeup. Only dress. Isn't it? How true it is for today's Sikhism. How much emphasis on the outer dress, outer presentation. But if the outer is decorated and the inner is ugly, what ugly? Listen to the words. Vet kare means do the dress up, makeup. From inside, Karoop. Savaroop, Roop, se Karoop. Karoop hai, negative hai. Inside, then what do we call such a body? Kulakhani. Kulakhani literally means all characteristics are negative. Kulakhani. Opposite of Kulakhani is Sulakhani. All characteristics are positive. So those who focus on this, what's going on? Is it mankhot? The mind is impure. Because the truth that's being given here is not going inside the mind, it is staying outside. Man khote kudeyar. They are all cheaters for the Guru and for the God. They are kudeyar. Why are they kudeyar? Why are not doing it? You say, well, here, firke bhane na chale, hukum karega var. What is the first step for a Sikh? Hukum razai chalna nanak likhya. The very first lesson of life is being ignored. Firke bhane na chale. Is not following the will. Is doing exactly what he is told not to do. We were told, Karam, Dharam, Pakhand jo dise, sab jam jagati loote. This Karamakand, Karam, in the name of Dharam. Karam Dharam. All the action in the name of Dharma that you are seeing around you. Karam Dharam. What are they? Can they Pakhand? It's a show. It's a lip service. What is their end result? Say, jam jagati lute. Jagati literally means the one who charges the tax. So this is all going to be waste, and you're going to be punished for not listening, for not paying attention. Now, people have made different scenarios about punishment. Gurbani is not talking about that. Gurbani is saying, your coming back to this earth is punishing enough. You will be given another body. You will be suspended upside down for 9-10 months. You will go through the span of the labor and the birth canal again. You will go through the growing process, childhood, growth, education, pain, pleasure, tears, laughter. You will go through that all over again. That's your punishment. So if you want to not to go through this, then tirke bhane, come to the way. Don't. And what are you doing instead? Hukum kare Gawagare, he is ordering him. What are our prayers? Ardas. What is our ardas? Isn't it ordering him? Please don't do that. I don't like it. Please do this because I like that. Isn't it ordering him? Think about it. Tirke bhane na chale, hukum kare Gawar. Instead of surrendering to his will, he has decided in a very nicely packaged word, I am praying. Who are you praying to? To God. For what? I need a new job. I need a house. I need a son. So you're going to tell him to give you all these things now, right? That's your prayer. Yeah, I don't want the pain of the cancer. You're going to tell him to take the cancer away, right? You don't like what he did. That's ordering him. That's not accepting his will. Well, now slow down. Are you trying to tell me we should do nothing when something happens? See, your mind ran ahead of you again. That's not what it's saying. Do something here on the planet to reduce that pain, that suffering, that poverty, that hunger, because he has provided all the tools here on the ground. Don't order him to create some miracle for you. If you are hungry, try to create wealth, work, do honest living. If you are suffering, go to the hospital, doctor, do something. This is not saying don't do that. It is saying don't order him. Oh God, do something. God is doing what he wants to do. And he is not going to change his plan because you just asked him to do so. Now I know there are study after study and they are trying to prove, particularly the Christian missionaries are very, very heavy on the prayer. And they do research in hospitals and the sick people get relief from the prayer. And some people are using this methodology. I know a missionary in Calcutta who's popular for this. People come from way, way distant places and all he does is go to the church, pray for him, and they are saying, oh, he's curing the people. So I asked the question to the person who told me about it. I said, well, why don't you shut down all the hospitals in Calcutta? What's the need? If pain takes care of the physical pain and he is already there, use it. You see, whether he prayed or not, whatever the end result was going to happen, we don't pay attention to that. We cannot order him. Pirke bhane na chale, hukum kare gawar. Pirke bhane jo chale, sab dukh nivaran ha. You come under his will. Surrender your ego. You will be surprised at the miracle. Sab dukh nivaranaha. All negative energies will disappear. It has been documented. It has been experimented. The reverse has not been proven. This has been proven. You can talk to any saint, any bhagat, any mahalla. They will tell you that. Likhya met na sakiye jo tur likhya karatar. Now this line is translated so badly in our literature. This is what we call destiny. This is what we call kismat. This is what is called bhagya. That's not what it is saying. It is saying the choices that you made, this life or some previous life, you cannot escape the fruit of that choice. To sit with this understanding that a God is so cruel that He's going to write your luck, that you are going to suffer here all life, you're going to stay hungry or stay sick all life, is ridiculous. He's not writing such destinies for anyone. He's not writing at all. You are writing your destiny, which is you are making the choices. Some choices bring the result right away. Some choices take years to come to fruition. Some choices can take lives to come to fruition. But choices are yours. They are not somebody else's. मन तन सौंपे कंत को शब्दे धरे प्यार. We recite at every get together, every divan in Gurdwara, every completion of any function, we repeat this line. आनंद भया मेरी माए सदगुरु में पाया सदगुरु ता पाया सैल से थी मने बजियां बधाइयां राग रत्न परवार परियां शब्द गावन आया शब्दों तो गावो हरि केरा मन जिनी वसाया कहे नानक आनंद हो सदगुरु में मारे. Remember what is this? This is Anand Sai. And in that, don't we repeat शब्द धरो प्यारो साचा नाम मेरा आधारो. Now, how many of us really love Shabad? And I don't mean a tape by so-and-so Bhindranwale, that's such tune and such orchestra, or such this Ragi or that Ragi. That's not pyar with the Shabad. That's pyar with the Kanaras. That's pyar with your senses being entertained. Kahoy Nanak, suno santo, Shabad dharo pyaro. Shabad that will change your life. Develop love for Him. But we don't. We just sing and entertain ourselves. So, only difference is, when we sing, that poetry may be by some poet, and this poetry is by our Guru Sahib. So, we just replace the poetry, but the rest of the stuff remains the same. Man tan saunpe kant ko. Surrender your mind-body system to His service and you do what? Shabde dhare pyar. Bin naame kine na paya dekho hriday vichar. Nanak saas soalyo sulakhani. See? Earlier it was kulakhani. Now if you don't want to be kulakhani and you want to become sulakhani, what you need to do? Ja Ragi Sirjanahar. The one who created you, make him happy. How do you make him happy? You remember him. You keep him in your mind-body system like your breath. Maya moh gubar hai, kisda nand se urvar na par. Now, if you are sitting with some illusion that, well, it's alright, let's pass some time, and when the right time comes, everything will happen by itself. Gurbani says it's not going to happen. Why? Because the illusion is just as great as his creation. Tisda na disse orvar na par. You cannot see its end or its start. So how are you going to say, okay, I'll get to that stage and I'll take care of it? No, you have to start it from where you are and start it now. Manmukh agyani mahadukh paayende dubbe har naam vasar. Manmukh agyani. Two words which are very applicable to today's world. Manmukh is the one who follows one's own mind, one's own intellect. At the most, he will go to his next door neighbor or a friend and ask, well, what should I do? But he will not go to the guru and ask, what is the right thing to do? He might take the suggestion from a similar manmukh. So what happens when you go to somebody, they give you the advice, but advice based on what? Based on their experience in the Maya also. What does that lead to? That leads to agyan. Agyan means ignorance, lack of clarity, lack of information. So when you have these two characteristics, manmukh, agyani, the end result is obvious, will happen, maha dukh paayenge. Now they are creating the reason for their own misery. And then they blame the others. Then they curse God. Why, we don't know what the hell he's doing. I did everything right. No, the reality is you did not do anything right. The right is possible only when you go to the Guru. Listen to the Guru. Follow the Guru's Shabad. Why? Because he keeps on repeating for you. Bin naam hai kine na paya. There is no shortcut to this. Without his meditation, without his naam jap, nobody has done it, and you are not going to be given the exception. Dekho hriday vichar. Sit down. Think. Let it go inside you. Nanak sa soalyo salakhani deravi sirjanahar. The one who has become capable of his grace, they have conquered the game. Satgur Seve Apana. Manmukh Agyani Mahadukh Paayende Dubbe Har Naam Isar. They are suffering because of forgetting, not feeling the pain of separation. Palke utbao karm kamave duje bhai pyar. Palke ut. Palke does not mean here tomorrow. Palke does not mean early in the morning. Palke means next time. Whenever you get up next time, what do you do? Bao karma kamave. You're doing a lot of their stuff. Busy. I have no time. I'm busy. But what is that business? Say duje bhai pyar. Instead of pyar with the shabad, it's duje bhai. It is the Maya's pyar. So, if you are duje bhai pyar, then dukh paayende dubbe har naam visar is absolutely guaranteed. For those who paid attention to the instruction and followed it, Satgur Seve Apana Bhaujal Utre Par. Guaranteed. No religion, no master gives a guarantee that if you do this, you will get there. Gurbani gives that guarantee. Freed says, Aaj milawa shev Fareed. Isn't that amazing? He says you can meet your maker right now, right this minute, on this planet. You don't have to go anywhere. Sit in your home. Here's what you need to do. Takam kunjariya manoma chandariya. Takam kunjariya. Tokana. Stop what? Your mind from running around. Kunjariya means the birds who fly in groups. Kunjariya dara. The cranes that migrate in groups. He's taking the example of that. These birds are flying. In one season they are coming this way, next season they'll go fly back again, same. And the distances of thousands of miles, not just small distances. He says your mind, Mano Machandariya. Machandariya means the one who are noisy inside. There's crowd, yelling and screaming. Shut that crowd up. Stop the mind from running around. Make him sit down at a single moment as if hold the pendulum of the clock at its center. And when you are able to do that, right there will be Milava, Milna. You will meet him. You can't meet him because this is a simple request of you. You are not even doing this simple request. Such simple, such powerful message guarantees success. And we don't pay attention. We don't want to do it. Binname kine na paya. That shortcut you're not going to get. But Satguru Seve Apana Bhaujal Utre Par Nanak Gurmukh Sach Samave Sach Naam Uradhar. Till that true name can become a seed inside your heart, Urdhar, Hirda, Dil, heart, you are not going to succeed in the work that you took the birth to finish. Pauri. Har jal thal mahiyal bharpur duja nahi koye. There is no other one. There is no other process. There is only one energy. It's all pervasive, all powerful. The game is fixed according to his will. Only he can change the law. No human, no matter how powerful, how strong, cannot change that. आप बह करे न्याओ कुड़ियार सब मार कड़ोए. The system of justice is uniform for everyone. And you will be given the complete understanding of what the decision is made and why. In आपका विवाह आपी ने आप भोग के होए भस्मड़ भार सधाया वड्डा होवा दुनीदार गल संगल गत चलाया अगे करनी कीरत वाचिय वह लेखा कर समझाया. And it will be uniform. You would not be able to say that one got a preferential treatment and I didn't. You will be told that you are being sent back to follow repeat the same class. You are being failed because these are the things you didn't do. Har aap beh kare न्याय. न्याय means justice. And then, Kulyar sab maar kadoye. The false one, the liars, the cheaters, who thought they can outsmart the creative energy, they will all be shown their real face. And on the other side, Satyara de vadiyai, har dharm nyayo ki hoye. Those who did pay attention to this, did do something about it, Satyar, the peak was Kuryar, the negative energy. Now they are talking about the positive energy. Those who did something, they will be honored. De vadiyai, har dharm nyayo ki hoye, because that would be the justice for them. Sab har ki karo ustat jin gareeb anath raag liyoe. So, having understood this, if you have no argument against it, and you accept it, then get started. Sab har ki karo ustat. Start remembering him. Start meditating on his name. Because he is the only one. There is no other one. Jin gareeb anath raag liyoe. He is treating everyone with the same justice, with the same hand. Jaykar kiyo dharmiya ka, papi ko dand diyoe. Those who are following on the path of dharma, they are being honored. Jaykare Belaja. And those who are following on the path of Maya, denial, deception, papi ko dand diyoe, they are getting punished. Universal law, it's not going to be changed. So today, we have covered on the page 89, Pauri number 15 and 16. And we will conclude today's talk with that. Any one of my words that offended anybody here or online, I apologize for my ignorance and arrogance. And if anything touched you, please take it as a gift from the beyond. Possibly the life might gain from it.
What is that?
Yeah, well, this is a common confusion. Let me repeat the question for the Sangat here. The same question we were talking about. If everything is his will, then what's our role? Where is the freedom of choice? And a simplistic way to understand this principle is look at any game, football, basketball, baseball. The person who designed the game put down all the laws. When you do this, this is how you are rewarded. When you do that, this is how you are punished. This is when you will be kicked out of the game. This is when you will be called foul. This is etc. etc. And you need to take the ball to the other side and do the touchdown on the other side. You can't do the touchdown on this side while you are standing on this side. That means every player now on that field will have to play the game according to those rules. Correct? But doesn't the player have the freedom to be a good player or a bad player? Commit a foul or play safe, doesn't he have the freedom? Whether to make 2 points or 3 pointers, doesn't he have the freedom? He cannot change the laws of the game. So if he is judged as playing a foul, wasn't it is his law that when somebody does this, he is going to be judged a foul? So when you look at it from the game point of view, it is his will. and everybody will have to play the game of life according to his will. The player cannot say, yes, I kicked him, I should not be fined because I saw the next player also did the same thing, but he wasn't caught. Why didn't the referee catch him? That's not your responsibility. You are a player. That's the referee's responsibility. You cannot say, well, you didn't catch him. You say, yeah, I didn't see the foul. So he committed the foul and he got away with it.
But in that game, we know the rules. They were told to us. In this God's rule, we don't know the rules.
Yes, we do. We know. No. We know the rules. Every time a choice is presented to us, we know if we make this choice, this can be the possible output, this can be the possible outcome, this can be the possible. We know all of that. Gurbani says, "Man janat sab baat." Janat hi avgan kare. Why? Because he thinks he's going to get away with it. Man janat sab baat. जानत ही अवगन करे काहे की कुसला हाथ तो कुएं पर है. The design of the game is his will. Say for example, one of the laws, you can only act, you cannot control the outcome. Now when we try to control the outcome, we are going against his will. Which is what Gita said. The theory of karma is what? Act. You do not know what the result is going to be. Kabir says, अपने कर्म की गत मैं क्या जानूं? I don't know. I am only acting. What it is going to turn out to be, I don't know. But that outcome is not something that has never happened before and it will never repeat again. That event is not happening uniquely for you alone. That's part of his law. That if you do this is a possible outcome. So we have, both the things are not contradictory at all. It is, everything is according to his will, and we as a player in that drama do have a choice how to play the game. When we make a movie, various actors are given dialogues to deliver under certain set of circumstances. Same drama, one actor is given the Oscar and another actor playing the same role is completely rejected. Same dialogue, same story, same scenario. What's happening? He has the freedom to play the role the way he likes it. Or way he has practiced, way he has put in his energy to master that role. So these things are not contradiction in terms. We are thinking linearly. We are saying, if I made a choice, then the result should be according to why I made that choice. I made this relationship because this relationship should have been very happy. I fell in love. I loved her, she loved me. And it should have remained this way for the rest of our life. Well, it didn't remain that way. God is at fault. He didn't tell me that this is possible. Oh, is that true? You have not seen people falling in love and falling out of love? Is that not possible? You have people fighting miserable divorces? Those who are so much in love and produce such a large family and then suddenly everything is upside down? Is this not known to you already? Those are all part of his laws. You chose. You chose to get married to a certain person. Now the consequences are already known to you. This may continue, this may not continue. He has already made those two choices. It's already designed into the game of love. He's not designing that only for you differently and differently for her.
So this is what you're calling
Rules of the game. This is the way. Hukam razai chalana, this is the hukam. It is his hukam that in this action these variations are possible. In this action these variations are possible. He has already done it.
He has given that choice.
Yeah.
But then what the outcome is?
The outcome is already tied with the action.
So which outcome is going to come out? Is that the total outcome?
I normally use this example. I am a thief. I may get caught. I may get away.
But whether you get caught or not.
So, I have to be ready to accept both consequences because they are part of the will. I cannot say, well, he did it, he got away. Why did I get caught? That's not fair. Said, no, hold it. Before you went to steal, you already knew both possibilities. I did not hide that from you. My will is both are possible. There is no question of fairness or unfairness. These are the possibilities. Now, there are deeper reasons why he got away and I didn't.
Is that his goal?
No, that has reasons behind it.
That's not.
That's not. Oh, those are, I sowed those seeds somewhere along. That outcome is because of my choices that I made before. Nothing is without a reason.
That's previous life?
Previous life, within this life which I earlier and I have forgotten about it.
So is it the fruit of those actions?
Right. That's why karmi hoye vichar. All conclusions are based on the choices that you made. It is totally possible that you forgot about them. Many things that you did in your childhood may not be in your conscious mind right now. We certainly do not have the insight into our previous lives actions, which are still pending, it's still playing. We are still meeting new people. We are still creating new transactions. So that drama is, as long as we are alive, that will continue.
I married her.
Yeah.
What kids we have, and then their temperament and their lifestyle, the way they affect us, the way they affect them, and all that, or their good health, or their bad health, or his good health, her bad health, or how much he loses, maybe in the stock market, maybe in the gambling game,
Yeah.
or maybe in driving cars,
Yeah.
or whatever the reason. And I maybe pay the price, maybe I'm doing something wrong. Is that
All is a part of the drama.
But is it hukum?
It's all hukum.
It is part of the drama.
It's all hukum. It's all will.
No, I meant hukum in the sense that this is the way it's written. This is the way.
Well, see, that's a very misleading statement. When we say this is it's written, we absolve ourselves of the responsibility and give it to him. तूने लिखा है, मैंने थोड़ी किया ये.
So the hukum then is just
That's it.
When we did get married, we know it could be good. It could be
Right. Exactly. As
know the outcome, so
no, life will present the outcome when the right time comes. Remember, a raw fruit from the tree will not fall by itself. But when it's ripe, a little wing of the wind and it will fall on the ground automatically. You will see that when that fruit of your sowing the seed, when the fruit is ripe. That's why, well, okay, if I did something bad, why didn't it all come in my childhood while my parents were there? They could have taken care of it. Why when I am all alone now, I am being presented all these things? Because that fruit needed the time to ripen before it can be presented to you. It is your fruit.
There's a very fine line between the hookers and the curses.
Yeah, you can say that. I mean, the life is designed as a game. Rules of the game are predetermined. And the freedom of choice is given to every player to play the game as he or she pleases. That choice is only available to the human body. It's not available to a bird or an animal or a cow or a bull. If a cow is designed to eat grass, that's the end of it. She is not going to choose to eat the meat, she will starve to death. But humans have choice.
but that is the temperament of the cow.
No, it's by design.
Yes.
It's by design.
So locally,
When look, the life, the body, the human body, I mean, just the container of every. When he says, "Kahe re man chit vai uddam ja ahe har jiyo parya, शैल पत्थर में जंत अपाए तादला रिजित आगे घर धरिया मेरे माधो जी सत्संगत मिले सो तरया गुरु प्रसाद परम पद पाया सूखे काल सहारे जनन पिता लोग." And then there is a line in there, उड़े उड़े आगे सह कोछा चित पाछे बजरे शरिया तिन कमल खिलावे कमल चुकावे मन में सिमरन करया, है ना? Look at the message being given there. That the mother of that bird has left the nest and has flown away hundreds of miles. At the most she can worry about the child left behind. She can do nothing for the child. The question is, how did that child survive till the mother comes back? Oh, Polya, his body is of such a design that is fed in the morning and then fed in the night and the child survives. Human child is not designed that way. Human child needs to be fed at least every 4 hours when he is young, sometimes even more. So, his will designed these things. A snake can survive on the dust alone for 6 months. Soil, and he survives. He does go after a mice or something within that time frame if he can catch it. But that body is designed that way. That is the will.
Married home, where somebody is born, which parents, is that possible?
That is a choice given to you.
Okay. Alright. Then, which kid is born where and what temperament?
And that, well, the kids are also playing the same role.
And the temperaments of the children, is that okay?
All based on what they gathered. Sanskara.
All along.
All along. That's why when the two children, same parent, same household, end up of different nature, why? because one child's sanskara does not match with the other child's. We are only looking at the physical body. It's only the DNA part that's the same. Sanskara is not. So they are different. Previous law, as many journeys. They keep on accumulating. And they keep on dropping as they keep on working their memories, dropping, collecting new, dropping, collecting new.
So which particular soul, the one has accumulated certain amount of certain kind of samskaras, gets born or gets to come into life with another couple or person who has a different type of samskaras. Is that predestined? Is that a commitment?
The entity in the astral plane, when it is reviewing its own memories and it decides, I need to work on these memories, these relationships, these karmic ribbons that bond, I need to burn them. Okay, how best I can burn them? Well, if I become a wife of this man, I can work on this part of it. And the son thinks, if I become a son to this father, and I will have this mother also, so I can now kill two birds with one stone, and I can work out that. So let me take these as parents. So all relationships are chosen based on what karmic debt I want to pay to who.
Is it the child that chooses the parent, or do the parents also choose the child?
No, the one who, yeah,
Parents don't have the choice.
not in this matter. Parents have the choice of about their parents and about their spouses.
So our soul, what I call it, when it is on the other side of the curtain, it has that choice of selecting the place where I want.
Yeah, everything is a choice. Everything. God is not dictating anything.
So even the birth of the soul, where translated, or relationship comes predestined.
By you. That's why I want to make sure you. Yeah, the karmic thread. The karmic thread.
Not predestined, but determined.
Predetermined based on your choices that you made.
Which we don't know about.
No, they present themselves to you, as the time comes. As you grow up, you played with certain playmates. Those karmic ribbons got burned. Then you got married, and that started the process of, at certain stages of life, the children joined the journey, and that karmic drama started. So, it's just like, that's why Gurbani says, think of traveling in a train. At the station you will get on, they'll come sit next to you, and you will have a conversation. Some can be such with whom you will strike a connection like this, and you will even share your food, and suddenly you become the confidant. You say, would you please watch my thing, isn't it? The reality, everybody sitting in that is a stranger, but we talk about conversation. None of that is accidental. People come for a reason, people come for a season, or people come for life. Gurbani is very, very clear about it. It's unfortunate we have not taken the time to learn from it. Okay, did you get anything out of the conversation as to freedom of choice versus will?
Definitely, because, definitely.
Okay. Are not contradictions.
So see, when the मेरी analogy अगर makes sense in the same way, कि कह रहे हो कि हुक्मनामा जो लिखा है, these are like, could be also explained as these are scientific laws kind of thing. Like gravity, you can, if you're going to jump from the roof, hukumnama आएगा, but you're going to fall, gravity is going to pull you. Now, a 200-pound person jump from there, it will be different injury, whereas a 50-pound person can have a different injury. Or you have a choice of whether you want to jump from the roof or not. That's where your choice comes in.
Yeah.
Compared to whereas if you do jump, you are going to get hurt. That is the hukum. That you cannot change.
No. I mean, the example you are using that if somebody decides to take a jump off the roof, and one is 200 pounds, the other is only 50 pounds. The laws of the nature say when you jump from the roof, the possibility of the hurt is there, and the possibility of escaping is there.
That's what I mean.
A possibility of losing the life is there. Injury can be such that it may be fatal. So all of those probabilities are there. You make the choice. You cannot force the probability to be one way or the other for you. You cannot dictate the outcome.
That's what
The outcome, what is determined by him?
Those laws are already there, right? You jump off the roof. If you land on your feet, you may not get hurt at all. If you land on the neck, you end up breaking the neck and die completely. If you land on your butt, you may get hurt, but you will be safe.
But if you
All of those things are already there.
yes. But if you do die at that time, was that a part of the hukum?
Yeah.
If you do die,
Yeah.
and if you don't die in that,
That's also part of the hukum.
that's what I was asking.
That sounds, but he has already predetermined the probabilities of every action.
But those are just probabilities. But the one that does happen, out of 3 probabilities, is
That one is your cumulative decision making. One got saved. He had not sown the seed of losing the life at that time. The one who got killed has sown the seed, I am spending only this much time on the planet. I don't want any more. This was his way of going.
kind of decision.
Yeah,
It's his choice.
it's his choice.
So if he gets injured, that was his choice.
And that was his choice.
If
That,
he could die, that's his choice.
exactly.
So that's not what we call hukum.
That's because your death is based on scientific decision.
That's really not hukum. So maybe hukum are his choice.
Hukum is uniform for everyone. All those 3 possibilities
Yes, that.
are for everyone. Okay? You become attracted to a certain possibility based on your own freedom of choice that you had made somewhere in the past. And it came to fruition now.
That would be karma.
That is your collective choice.
Fruit of my karma.
Yeah.
Maybe from previous life.
Right. That's why we get confused. Oh, मेरे भाग्य में ये देखो उसने भी छलांग लगाई ना वो तो बच गया.
So that's fruit. That's the description.
That's the problem, na? We have taken a spiritual dimension decision and forced it upon the physical. Physical laws are different than the spiritual laws. Physical laws are different even from the emotional laws. Emotional laws are different from the intellectual laws. We have talked about those 4 dimensions in which the body exists.
एक इंसान है, he has to breathe. You cannot make a choice. I cannot breathe. Impossible. You can stop your breathing.
No. You certainly can make a choice that you don't want to breathe. Put a aquatic bag on your head and tie it up. It will be done. People commit suicide that way.
Force. I mean, without any kind of outside force.
No, there's no outside force.
No.
You can just take a plastic bag, put on your head, tie a little thread on there so that the air doesn't leak in. You'll suffocate within the bag.
No, I mean like without any outside help. On my own, if I say, okay,
If you, on your own, with your own hand, shut your nose and mouth, it's the same effect.
But
Body will fight.
Your body will stop.
Body wants to survive, body will fight back.
Exactly. So that's not like the same thing. You can, jumping from the roof, you can hang from the roof by a rope.
Yeah.
But if you go to jump, you are going to fall. So that's part of for me, the way I'm thinking, that's the part of the hukumnama. You cannot change that. You have a choice of...
Right.
Choice what you eat and how it's going to affect your body. Some people might get more cholesterol, some people might get less cholesterol.
Yeah.
Or die later. That's what comes.
Yeah. I was told by my doctor that I even though I don't eat anything that contributes to cholesterol, my body produces enough cholesterol from inside. There's nothing I can do about it. So I keep on taking medication. Now that is the part of the destiny. Destiny only belongs to the world of DNA. Once you choose the parents, you have chosen your destiny. Because their DNA will impact your DNA. And there is nothing you can do about it.
But then how do you explain two different children being two different?
Baba, their bodies are the same, their sanskara is not.
Okay.
So the DNA is only controlling if my family had a history of cancer. My chance, only that aspect.
I got that.
But I like more sweet and my sister does not. That's cumulative sanskara. That has nothing to do with the kismet.
That's what I just acquired taste.
Okay, fine. So what?
No. Some kids are born like one, right?
We tie everything into kismet. We don't take responsibility for ourselves for anything. A child, when he grows, is born, has no taste buds.
No, but
that's why he can or she can drink the milk and not throw up.
Right, but 2, 3...
Mother milk is not very tasty.
But 2, 3 different, 2, 3 different children. One is very fond of sweets and one is not.
2 little babies in our home. One wants party, the other wants to. Is that their...
That's not their DNA.
That's not DNA. That's the sanskara.
That's the sanskara.
That's a sanskara or is it taste bud?
Taste bud will mean DNA. It cannot be. Taste buds are growing as you grow.
That's the DNA.
That's DNA.
That's physical.
That's physical in nature.
Okay, how do you get suicide when you take your own?
You had already chosen your way of going out. You only found out when the time came and said, I like hanging myself rather than lying down in the hospital.
So that was chosen even before you were?
Mm-hmm.
So you chose that that's how you're going to die.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a client,
Yeah.
So that is not hukum. That's a choice.
That's a choice. The only part of the hukum is that the one who's created, jo upjeo, benefit. That's the only hukum. That's it.
And then
you choose.
And because good or bad is bound to happen, that's the hukum.
Yeah.
Okay, now then you said that also religion propagate and everybody does, everybody should know that You have a purpose here. So do your purpose. When you don't know what your purpose is, then what do you do? How do you find out what your purpose is? What's the job?
This is what whole of the Brahma Gyan is. The purpose of human body. Pai Arapat Manuk de Huriya. Human body. Gobind Milan ki ehe teri bariya.
I read someplace. The purpose of the human body is for the divine, to enable the divine to reveal itself
Through you. Yeah. That's another way of saying it. That's exactly the
That's why you find the Guru or Gobind, and then who you reveal.
Yeah.
Then you reveal to the rest of the world.
That's again the purpose of.
That's the book. And now I
No, she is using a different term.
What did you say?
Purpose of the human body.
The purpose of human life is to enable the divine to reveal itself. It took me a long time to really get it in my head. So that's
Gur seva te bhagat kamai taate manukh dehi pai. End of discussion. That's why you are given the body to do what? Bhakti di kamai kar. When you do the bhakti di kamai, he reveals himself through you, to you as well to the rest of the world.
But while doing the gift, not just becoming the sadhu sannyasi.
Well, those are modifiers. Those are modifiers. You may want to speed up the process and say, I'm going to spend the 10 years of my life in day and night only doing this. Once he personifies, I'll take care of the rest. As Nanak did. Nanak did not work in his youth. He worked in his old age. He finished this task in the young age, before the mid-30s. He went on to the world and propagated, revealed the divine to the rest also, and then he came back and he started working. He started doing farming.
And then you were explaining said that if you the purpose of whatever you said, if you don't know, then in that young age you come and meet something like this and listen to it. So those who are very young and they get involved in things like this, they're involved in that.
They definitely, if they are absorbing it.
Yeah, and they came already involved much more already.
Their purpose will be done sooner.
But isn't it that like we are 6 brothers and sisters?
Yeah.
Out of all of them, I'm the only one interested in the one. It's one in the entire
Right. And now that's not part of the DNA at all.
No.
That's a choice. That is sanskara. That is now manifesting.
From the
Now.
previous story.
Yeah. Now remember, I was here for the 30 years. Right? When you and I met. Only about, 8 to 10 years ago?
Long time ago. It was...
But you are not a regular participant.
No. Long time ago, ਅਸੀਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਬਰਨਾਪਾਲ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਖੰਡਪਾਠ ਔਰ ਮੈਂ request ਮੈਂ ਕੀਤੀ because I heard someplace and I liked it so much and I wanted to make the certificate. So, I mean, that got established.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that this journey it didn't begin. It began at a certain point in time. The ripened fruit fell from the tree into your lap. That's what I was trying to explain. There is a time and space for everything.